Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michael and this is Happy Ghost Reacts. Today I'll be continuing my Ranking of Kings reaction series with Season 1 Episode 11 called Older and Younger Brothers. Last episode was pretty cool, to say the least. We got to see Bojji, finally, and what he's capable of now. Well, at least a taste of what he's capable of, and how Despa trained him, and what Despa trained him to do. His ability to use that fencing sword and do what Despa described is pretty insane, and it explains why he could be considered one of the strongest. Well, he's not could be. He is considered one of the strongest people in the world, which makes sense. He could swiftly take somebody out without them really realizing it if he wanted to. Though he probably will never have to kill somebody in the show. Well, maybe not. Maybe he will be. That probably would be a good plot point, wouldn't it? Him having to make his first decision on whether to kill or to spare somebody. You know, I don't know. And then we were also teased with the special ability that he's capable of because of this training that Despa said we probably won't see him use very often, if at all. So I'm very intrigued to see how that goes down. I'm not exactly sure what he is capable of, though I'm very intrigued to see it bloom into fruition and for us to finally see it. I imagine because they teased it, we will see it before the end of the season. But throughout the episode, Bojji showed us his skills, and then we had more character development and emotional development with Bojji and Kage. Bojji was thinking about returning home, reflected on the fact that that he was sent on a journey and then was being killed by one of the people, or was supposed to be killed by one of the people he went on a journey with, then assuming it was Healing, his stepmom, who did it. And then through them putting their heads together and believing and being courageous, I believe it was, or I forget exactly the words that were used, but Bojji reflected and then realized that it wouldn't have been her. She has done nothing but care about him and be a mom to him. Like, she hasn't really done anything outside of being somewhat of a jerk in the beginning of the show and how she treats him. Though it seems like it's more out of protectiveness than it really is out of meanness. Like, she just doesn't want him to deal with things that he shouldn't have to deal with, or that he's incapable of dealing with because of his disabilities. So I don't know. I understand where she's coming from as an overprotective stepmom or mother, and I'm glad that they realize that too. I'm very intrigued to see where the story goes. I imagine that we're going to jump back in with Daida, or rather King Boss, and kind of see how these stories are going to collide, because we ended the episode with Bojji and Kage saying that they were going to return home. So our stories will collide eventually, maybe not this episode, but we will begin that journey to do so. With that being said, let's finally jump in. Season 1, Episode 11. Let's go. Ooh, flashback. Oh, it's Daida.
あなたの兄ボッジは一人では何もできないかわいそうな子です。だからこそあなたが強くなってしっかりと守ってあげるように。わかりましたか？はい、母上。
And he seems so innocent. Oh, the mirror is what turned him into the person he was. Ah, made him confident and cocky. That was what happened. Leaving Bojji behind. Looking down, yep, literally looking down in that scene. But that makes sense, I suppose. When you're being told that your brother is incapable of doing anything on his own, and you need to protect him, and then getting nothing but praise and being told you're born to be king, and then essentially getting lifted up, especially as a child, I don't really blame him. It's the adults that surrounded him that turned him into the person he was. So I never really hated Daida. I always knew that there was going to be some backstory. You would know it's snakes. Snakes turned him into something.
気分転換に社会見学ですかね。
くだらん。
または疑似体験。
疑似体験？
例えば、ダイダ様は100歳まで生きたいですか？
We're gonna teach him a lesson with this.
バカなことを生きたいわけなかろう。
ではもし仮にダイダ様が今90歳だったなら同じ答えになりますかね。
Sorry.
All about perspective.
ダイダ様、あなたのおっしゃる弱者がいました。ボッジ様より数段上の。
兄上よりも？
あの男は耳が聞こえない上に目も見えません。
Yeah, this is to teach him a lesson about how he looks down on people.
人間が存在するんだ。不公平だし、何より惨めだ。俺だったら即自ら命を絶つ。
Damn. Yeah, I know this is a perspective journey we're going on.
同じ境遇ならば生きていく自信がないということですか。
Yeah, that's a very poor way of thinking.
ダイダ様、あなたには皆に希望を与える方になっていただきたい。
Yeah, if you look down on everybody who's got problems, you're never gonna be a good king. I'm always thinking about it in his little realm. Whoa, there's somebody else in here? They're crying, but who are they? Who is that? Who are they?
それは私たちのセリフよ。
極悪人め。
なぜあんなことをした？
全部お前たちのせいだろ。反省しろ。この人でなし。
They don't have, yeah, they don't have hands. Yeah, it's a doll? Yeah, I'm...
その子はね、私たちを殺したの。
Oh?
たくさんの人たちをね。
とても痛かった。
What?
とても苦しかったんだ。
Who is it?
嘘だもん。やめてよ。
Oh, that was a mask? Now their faces are more... What is going on? What? What's up with... Now you're judging. Who is this? What is going on? What the fuck's going on? Oh! Damn! Now he's fighting for her. This is insane. Wait, what? That's the mirror. That's the mirror lady. What is... I'm so intrigued. Why is it this lesson that we're what? Does he not remember the lady's name? He was around when Appease said this name. So this is the young version of the lady in the mirror. Probably why she's in the mirror is because of all this horrendous stuff that was done to her physical form. Her face, her hands. Interesting. So is the young version of her trapped in the same realm that he's stuck in? But he's stuck inside of King Boss's body. So... And she felt the actual repercussion of Daida's decisions inside of wherever. Oh, they took the prisoner! That prisoner we were shown at the end! This guy that ate the rat's a problem. Oh, the commander! He kept his best person prisoner? Whoa! That's crazy. This is just building up for some crazy moment. How can you not do this as he lifts a tree with his real hand and a fake hand? It has to probably do with the man that they broke out of prison. This game of 4D chess that's being played, I honestly couldn't tell you what's going to happen. This is a really well done show. Damn, the fact that she can control animals like that, pretty wild. Her face and hands still exist. Oh? Well, that's interesting. And you're also easily manipulated. Oh. Okay. So her hands and face are nothing but a facade. If this is trying to make me like her, I can't say I do. She's very, very manipulative, and I'm not a big fan. And damn, they broke a lot of people. Man, so that wasn't the only person they broke out. Oh, this is the event. Probably. And we're leaving Despa now. Man, so much is happening right now. Yeah, true. I want to know. You don't? Okay. Alright. That makes sense. But that's pretty crazy that you haven't been understanding him this whole time. I like this moment. Self-love, baby. Love yourself, Bojji. Can't go an episode without some Bojji tears. Courage. Let's go. Oh. Stuff's going down. Whoa. What? Why are you taking Bojji for a takeover? Well, this just keeps getting more and more interesting. Yeah, for real. But, yeah. There's still this underlying we're doing a takeover.
なんだ
いや、罪人ってどんな奴らなのかなって。
ああ、そうだな。とても厄介な奴らだ。殺し屋、黒髪のブラックと赤髪のレッド。
Okay.
恐ろしい怪力と鋼の体を持つ極のギガ。
Well.
荒くれ者を束ねる山賊の頭ゾック。没落した王族、最強キング王。そして、冥府の剣王、王権。
So they just took the worst of the worst and brought him there. That's insane.
ボッジ様はなんと
ババアが、いや、王妃は無事
The old biddy.
申し訳ありません。そこまでは分かっていません。
わかんないってよ。大丈夫だ、ボッチ。そんな奴ら、デスパー奥義でやっつけてやろうぜ。
That is very, very true.
急いでくれ。
飛ばすぞ。
God, there's so many different plays being made, so many different sides. And she's doing like her own thing too.
様子がおかしい。
Oh man, there's so much going on.
おい、どうしたんだ。ドルス様。それが突然6人組の男たちが現れ、ボス様を捕らえてしまったのです。
What? I think King Boss was expecting this.
信じられん。何者だ。そいつらは。わかりません。
There's just so much going on. This is insane.
来たか、ヒリング。
Oh, damn. Here's all of our big bad right now. God, that's so crazy. There's just so much. And is this the end? Oh, that's a load of crap. That is a load of crap. That is just too much. It's too much. Well, we made it to another episode of Ranking of Kings with quite a lot going on. I think this is the most that we've been set up for in the entire show, to be fair. I think, in all honesty, we're setting up for quite an interesting next couple episodes. So, we start off with Daida flashback and how he was looking down upon Bojji and how he was taken out into the city to kind of get a new perspective on having disabilities, not looking down on them, trying to become a people person and not belittle them because of what they can't do, while they still are trying just as hard, if not harder, than anybody and everybody else, which is a very cool thing. Then we flash over to Daida in whatever realm he is inside of King Boss, but also has Miranjo inside of him too, whatever that may be. It seems like it might be like a fragment of her soul, or however this world works, because of Daida's act of kindness with that whole ordeal that happened, she felt it essentially. She felt something. So I'm very curious what that was. There's more to it that they haven't really addressed, but it was still a cool way to tell how Miranda is a bad person or something. I don't know, because she was denying it. We learned that she has no hands and her face has been peeled off and skinned off. But is she really the bad person because the people did it to her? I don't know. Just so much happened in the first half, and then even more shit happened in the second half. So they didn't just go down for that one guy who was eating the rat. They took a whole big band of bad people and brought them to take over the kingdom. And Miranjo brought them there to King Boss. So she was betraying him. And he must have already known that. So there's just so many moves being made in this show at once. It's crazy. Healing's got her own squad that's about to roll up on the kingdom. The underworld is about to try and usurp King Boss's kingdom. Bojji and Kage are assisting them, while the underworld captain is having second thoughts, it appears, about doing this usurping. Just so many sides of this plan that's going on. I really wonder how this is all going to go. I can't even begin to speculate because the show is so well done, and where I can't really think about what it should be happening, because it usually isn't what happens. So I'm very curious what King Boss's play is. I don't think he went into this and now has just got his hands in the air and he's like, oh, well, you got me. I believe that there's something going on King Boss's end too. I'm excited for the revelations. I really have no predictions other than shit's about to get real fast. And this show continues to get better and better. I'm excited to see Bojji have to use his new Despa arts in a very high stakes situation, such as the one we are now currently in, and probably setting us up for most of the rest of the season, I presume, because this seems like a big ordeal going on. Though I could be wrong. I don't know how they could extend this over 12 episodes, but you know, they could. They could not. They could wrap it up right before the season ends, and then we have a setup for season 2, or whatever the case may be. I just really enjoyed this episode. Though, because I really didn't understand a lot of it, I feel like this is an episode for those of you who sit through this, I would really love some like explanations for those of you who actually listen to the post discussion. I know this isn't my most popular reaction series, but I'd really love to try and better understand this, what we just saw, everything about it. Just if you have anything that you'd like to point out, anything I missed, anything just at all that you want to tell me about this episode that is not a spoiler, please let me know. I'd really love to, because this is probably the most jam-packed episode of stuff and setups that I feel like on the first watch, not going to catch everything that I should be. Like I said, it's a game of 4D chess. This is like some Death Note type stuff where so many different moves are being made by so many different people. It's just a lot to try and piece together. So, with that being said, if you enjoyed the video, please consider dropping a like to let me know you did. And if you haven't already and you'd like to stay up to date on all my future videos, please consider subscribing, ringing the bell, and you'll be notified every single time I upload. I also have a Patreon where I post full-length reactions of all the shows I'm watching on YouTube. So if you'd like to watch full-length episodes of Ranking of Kings with me, or any other show I'm watching on YouTube, please consider checking out my Patreon. That'd be super cool. But you will have to have your own legal copy of whatever the show it is that you'd like to watch with me for the Patreon. So remember that when you check out, or if you check out my Patreon. And yeah, with that being said, I really don't got anything else to add. So until next week, with the next episode of Ranking of Kings, I hope you all have a fantastic week. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever you do. And yeah, peace.